score it. And what a hit that was.
It's a brilliant goal from Steven Gerrard.
Here are the top 18 Premier League players of all time. Number 18, Andy Cole. Though he never had much of a career with the English national team, Andy Cole racked up 187 goals for 6 different clubs in the Premier League, ranking him 3rd all-time. He scored a record 34 goals for Newcastle United in the 93-94 season. The English striker's most successful stint was 8 years with Manchester United, winning 5 league titles while scoring 93 goals in 195 matches.
Oh, what a finish from Andy Cole! Goodness gracious me!
Number 17, Tim Howard and Brad Friedel. A little double dip action here for some American pride. Tim Howard and Brad Friedel both ranked number 7 on the all-time clean sheets list with 132. Both players had extensive success overseas. Howard with Manchester United and Everton. Friedel with Blackburn, Aston Villa, and Tottenham. Friedel and Howard are just 2 of 5 goalkeepers who have scored in the Premier League match. Outside of Clint Dempsey's exploits with Fulham, these 2 are the 2 best Americans in the history of the Premier League. Number 16, Sol Campbell. Whether with Tottenham Hotspur or rival Arsenal, Sol Campbell was one of the best defenders of his generation. Campbell made more than 500 league appearances, 153 of which ended in clean sheets. The English defender won 2 Premier League crowns with the Gunners, but perhaps more impressively, captained Portsmouth to an FA Cup title in 2008. Number 15, Michael Owen. Though Michael Owen played for Newcastle and Manchester United, he'll always be remembered for his exploits with Liverpool. Owen ranked 8th in the league history with 150 goals, having won the Golden Boot twice. Owen earns a spot on this list for being one of 2 Premier League players to have won the Ballon d'Or, being named Footballer's top player in 2001. Number 14, Roy Keane, one of the fiercest midfielders in the history of the Prem. Roy Keane was a major driving force to Manchester United's ascension as the best English club of all time. Captain of the Red Devils from 97 to 2005, Keane won 7 league titles and a Champions League, which included a treble in 1999. The combative midfielder was also sent off 7 times, only trailing Patrick Vieira and 2 others for the most all time. Number 13, Rio Ferdinand. With pace, confidence on the ball, and supreme tackling ability, Rio Ferdinand changed the definition of what the English centre back could be. Ferdinand won 6 Premier League titles in his 12 seasons with Manchester United, and he ranks in the top 10 all-time in appearances. Ferdinand's career-defining moment came when he captained the Red Devils to a Champions League final win over Chelsea in 2008. Number 12, Dennis Bergkamp. In the history of the Premier League, few can match the serene elegance of Dennis Bergkamp on the ball. The Arsenal midfielder spent 11 seasons in England. At the end of his career, that included stops at Ajax and Inter Milan. Whether he was a lone striker or a winger or number 10, Bergkamp was a creative maestro. He dished out 94 assists, including a record 4 in 1 match during his Premier League career, ranking 5th all-time. He added 87 goals in 315 appearances. With Bergkamp, Arsenal won 3 league crowns, but it was the beauty of his touch and sublime vision that puts him on our list. Number 11, Stevie G. Steven Gerrard, one of the greatest midfielders of his generation. Steven Gerrard was a Liverpool legend, playing 17 seasons at Anfield. While some will lament Gerrard's inability to win a Premier League title, who can forget that slip against Chelsea in 2014, old Slippy G, his career will always be defined by that one night in Istanbul. With Liverpool trailing 3-0 at halftime, Gerrard scored the first goal in a remarkable comeback that saw the Reds beat AC Milan in penalty kicks for the Champions League trophy. Number 10, Paul Scholes, perhaps the most underrated player in the history of the Premier League. Paul Scholes didn't rack up huge numbers of assists or goals with Manchester United, but the midfielder was the heartbeat of the team for much of 2 decades when he was with the club. Scholes won 11 Premier Leagues and 2 Champions League titles with United, proving himself as a versatile midfielder. He finished his career with 107 goals and 55 assists and 499 league appearances, all with the Red Devils. Number 9, Patrick Vieira. Few can match the towering presence of Vieira in the heart of the midfield. The 6'4" Frenchman is one of the few players on this list to have won a World Cup, but he'll be more fondly remembered in England for what he did at Arsenal. A commanding midfielder, Vieira was masterful at both breaking up a play and distributing the ball forward. Premier League Player of the Season in 2001, he won 3 league titles with the Gunners and was vital to the 2004 Invincibles. Number 8, Frank Lampard. The definition of a box-to-box midfielder, Frank Lampard is the highest-scoring midfielder in the history of the Prem. He ranks 4th in both goals with 177 and assists with 102 while appearing in 609 matches, 3rd all-time. Though he also appeared for West Ham and Manchester City, Lampard made his mark with Chelsea, winning 3 league crowns and a Champions League. In 2005, he was the runner-up in the Ballon d'Or voting behind Ronaldinho, a feat that no Englishman has eclipsed since. Number 7, Wayne Rooney. Before moving on to Major League Soccer, Wayne Rooney became one of the most prolific scorers in Premier League history. When he left England, he was second in goals with 208 and third in assists with 103. From his debut with Everton at age 16 through his time at Manchester United, Rooney was a game changer in every sense of the word. A five-time Premier League winner, Rooney often was at his best in the biggest of matches, a fact never more evident than his overhead bicycle kick against Manchester City in 2011.
It defies description. How about sensational?
Number 6, John Terry. What John Terry meant to Chelsea can't be summed up on a list of accomplishments or big numbers, but he was probably the best defender in the history of the Premier League. Terry led Chelsea to 5 league titles, 5 FA Cups, 3 League Cups, and a Champions League and a Europa League title. He even scored 41 league goals for the Blues and was named the PFA Player of the Year in 2005. Number 5, Petr Cech, our top goalie on the list. Petr Cech by far holds the record for most clean sheets with more than 200. He won the Premier League 4 times with Chelsea to go along with 4 Golden Glove awards, one coming while he was at Arsenal. The 9-time Czech Player of the Year won the Champions League with Chelsea. Through both longevity and peak performance, Cech is the best goalkeeper in the history of the Premier League. Number 4, Cristiano Ronaldo. While Cristiano Ronaldo went on to make a huge career for himself at Real Madrid, he was also one of the best in Manchester United history before leaving for Spain. The most recent Premier League player to earn the Ballon d'Or, Ronaldo scored 84 goals in 196 league appearances, adding 34 assists. Though Ronaldo's stay in England was only 6 seasons near the start of his career, he won 3 Premier League titles, 2 Player of the Season awards, and 1 Golden Boot, scoring 31 goals and 34 appearances in the 2007-08 season. The same year, he was named the world's best player for the first time.
He can't stop scoring, and what a hit that was. Cristiano Ronaldo, 11 in 11 now.
Number 3, Thierry Henry, a 4-time Golden Boot winner, most all-time. Thierry Henry embodied perhaps the greatest team in Premier League history, the Arsenal Invincibles. With speed, grace, guile, and most importantly, impeccable finishing ability, Henry set the league on fire during his 8-year stay in North London. Henry ranks 5th all-time in Premier League goals with 175. He's the only non-Englishman in the top 10, and his .68 goals per game rank him far ahead of the other 9. A 2-time Premier League winner and 2-time Premier League Player of the Year recipient, Henry was perhaps the most fearsome player to ever play in England's top league. Number 2, Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer was a goal-scoring machine, and his record of 260 Premier League goals may never be broken, totaling 422 in all competitions throughout his career. The Blackburn Rovers and Newcastle United striker scored 96 league goals over a 3-year span in the 90s, albeit when the Premier League played more than 38 matches per season. He owns the record for most career Premier League hat-tricks with 11, and when healthy, the England striker was an unstoppable beast throughout his career. He won just 1 Premier League title with Blackburn in 1995, but his goal-scoring exploits speak for themselves.
Absolutely phenomenal strike.
Number 1, Ryan Giggs, perhaps the most decorated football in history. Ryan Giggs racked up 13 Premier League titles, 4 FA Cups, 3 League Cups, and 2 Champions League crowns with Manchester United. With a long, consistent, and productive career, Giggsy was named to 6 PFA Teams of the Year, winning the top individual player honor in 2009. While rarely recognized as one of the best in the world, Ryan Giggs stands above the rest for his unsurpassed longevity. He finished his career with a record 162 assists to go with 109 goals in 632 Premier League appearances, second all-time. Perhaps most telling, he won 407 of his matches, 64% with Manchester United, and never received a red card in his 24-year career with the Red Devils.